Hey everyone, this is my movie review, I haven't done one of these in a while, of this movie, Tangled. That's right, I saw Tangled yesterday, and this is my review of it. First of all, good morning everybody. It's a Sunday morning. It is about 7:34. And the reason I didn't do this last night is I was very tired. I was thinking about doing it, but I could not do it. But I've decided that tonight, or today, I'm going to do it. Now, like I said, this is my review of the movie Tangled, which came out on Thanksgiving Eve, which was last Wednesday, November 24th. And to prove it, here's my ticket, right there, to the Brendan Theaters 18 in Modesto. The 7:40 showing. The movie runs about 90 minutes from what I understand. It's about a 90-minute film. And I have to say, because I said this on my Facebook and I'm going to repeat it, that for Disney's 50th animated feature, that's right, the 50th animated feature is definitely one of the all-time best. I mean, the casting is great. Mandy Moore as Rapunzel is just terrific. Zachary Levi is great as Flint Rider. I mean, overall, just a terrific cast, and the story is just one that really makes you laugh. It makes you laugh. If you're very sensitive, it makes you cry at times. I mean, it's just, again, like I said, so far one of Disney's all-time best animated features. Now, the thing about this animated feature, which kind of stands it out among anything else, is the fact that when you look at it, yeah, you say it's CGI, but you see a lot of traditional 2D animation in it as well. Basically, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, a lot of people can correct me if they want to, but from what I understand, they modeled everything in the same way they do a traditional 2D animated feature. That's right, they modeled all the characters the same way they do a traditional 2D animated feature. Now, one of the other elements as well is they wanted to make it look like an open canvas, sort of like an oil painting in some ways. But again, like I said, they used a lot of models in the same way they would use for a 2D animated feature, like say Aladdin or Hercules, things like that. And they pulled it off tremendously by not only modeling the characters in that way and possibly drawing them as well, but basically what you see is not just a CGI film, but in a way a melding of CGI and 2D animation. Yeah, like I said, some people may say, oh, it's all CGI. Yes, it is CGI, but it's a melding sort of the 2D as well, because you can see it in the expressions of the characters that normally you would see in traditional 2D animation. The songs in the film are great songs, no doubt about it. Alan Menken has done a great job. I don't know if they may get the Academy Award nominations or anything, because of course they're being sang by Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi, so I don't know if they're going to get that. Because for some reason the Academy Awards, the Oscars, they always seem to sour on an animated feature, even if it's a musical, that has people like, say, Mandy Moore or whoever else singing the songs. Hopefully they won't this time, but still, the songs really move the story along. It's really tremendous. It's just really a tremendous deal. And the story itself is definitely a great reprising of the Grimm Brothers Grimm Brothers original story. It's definitely a great reprising, as well as the fact that they kind of tweaked it a little bit. Now, I've never read the Grimm Brothers original version of Rapunzel. Maybe I will later, someday down the line, but Um, but from what I understand, from what I have read, from what I've kind of learned about it a little bit, because like I said, I've never read the story, but from what I've learned about it, the one that asked for Rapunzel to let down her hair is a prince. Well, in this story, they kind of switched it around, and they made him the thief, Flynn Rider. Now, that's what I found unique about this, the fact that they gave it more backstory. It's like, we never knew why Rapunzel was in that tower, except for the fact that she had long hair. I don't think they ever really gave a true backstory on it, although I could be wrong. Like I said, I've never read the Grimm Brothers story of it, original version. I should say the Grimm Brothers original version. But from what I understand, there was more to that character. But what Disney did is they made more to that story, more to why Disney basically did what they do best. They gave a backstory to an original story that kind of really didn't have a backstory. Like I said, you never knew why Rapunzel was in that tower. You never knew why, except for the fact that she had long hair. So they gave her a backstory. They gave a reason as to why Rapunzel had the long hair, why Rapunzel was in the tower. Now, I don't give spoilers away much, and I don't want to give many, and I'm not trying to give many away, because I know there's a lot of people that have not seen this film. But basically, here's the plot of it. Here's the plot, in case some of you don't know. This is Old Lady. It's basically something that you probably have seen in Disney films and other animated films or live-action fantasy films. But basically what it is, at the start of the film, like I said, I'm not trying to give much away. I don't want to give much away. I'm trying not to. But at the start of the film, the focus is on this flower. And this flower, I guess, just comes out of nowhere. You know, I don't know how long it comes out or what, but it just comes out, right? I guess I don't know, it's some kind of mystical, magical flower that appears every something years or something like that. I can't remember. But basically the plot at first centers on that, and then it focuses, well, actually what it is, okay, I know it sounds confusing, but here we go. At first, the movie starts out with a narration by Flynn Rider, and basically we get an idea as to why Rapunzel has her hair. Okay, basically that's what happens. And in a way, the story centers on, it mainly focuses on that, but there's other elements that Disney added in. For example, there's this mystical flower that appears, I guess, somewhat every century or something like that, or something years. And this old hag, this very old hag, discovers it, and discovers that the flower has mystical healing powers. So what does she do with it? Well, you'd think the old hag would probably heal a wound or something like that, right? No. In the tradition of fairy tales that follow the same suit as the Grimm brothers, basically what this old hag does is she uses the flower's power to make herself younger again. I mean, talk about being vain, right? But the only way she could do it is to sing to it. Now, like I say, not to give much away, but basically what happens is, well, Rapunzel's original mother, the queen, is giving birth to her. That's right, Rapunzel is a princess. I think that's true in the film. That's one of the things that stay true to the original. But basically, Rapunzel's mother is on her deathbed, and just as she's about to give birth to Rapunzel. So basically, the guards are sent out. The king sends out the guards to find the flower. They find it right after this old hag uses it again to make herself younger. But as she gets away, she accidentally knocks over, I guess, her covering, her hiding spot of it, her cover for it, if you will. The guards find it, and I guess what happens is they make it into a remedy or something like that, they turn it into a, well, basically they basically disintegrate it. They basically dissolve it into some kind of remedy, if you will. And they give it to the queen and thus she's healed and able to give birth to Rapunzel. But because of this, Rapunzel ends up inheriting the power of that flower inside of her, and mostly through her hair. So basically that's what Disney did. Like I said, I'm not trying to give much away, but the main focus on it is the fact that Rapunzel's hair now has the power of that mystical flower, and that when anybody touches her hair, they can be healed. So that's mainly the main focus is. I'm not going to give any more away for those that haven't seen it, but that is the main focus. And I like that. I like what Disney did there. Excuse me for a second. Okay, just taking my time there. But again, I love what Disney did there. Putting the main focus on that. And overall, like I said, the film, besides that, and overall, like I said, the film is just one of Disney's all-time best in recent years. Definitely, let's say this way. If the 50th would be the last, which it won't be, but if the 50th was the last, then they definitely saved the best for last. But we all know the 50th animated feature is not the last one. But definitely, it's one of the all-time best. In other words, they saved to paraphrase the save the best for last, they saved one of the best. They saved one of the best for the 50th. So that is definitely great. That is definitely great. Again, overall, great film. It's got a great story. Definitely an upgrade, if you will. Definitely a great reprise and retelling. Overall, they kept the tone. They kept the story somewhat original or somewhat faithful to the original. But again, they definitely put in their own elements. Like instead of a prince, we have a thief. It's just a terrific, terrific film. Disney has done it again, if you will. But they definitely put in their own elements, along with keeping it faithful to the original story. It's just an overall great film that you have to go and see. Believe me, you have to go and see this film. It's one of Disney's best. It's one of the best. Everything people have said about it. Yeah, they're giving all those positive reviews. It definitely lives up to it. So definitely go check it out. Check it out this upcoming week. And if not, hopefully, I believe it will be, check it out during the Christmas vacation if it's still in theaters, which I believe it will be. You will enjoy this film. It's one of the best. The only disappointment about it, though, was the fact that one member of my family did not go. Myself, my oldest sisters, and their husbands, and the youngsters went, but only 2 members didn't go. My 18-year-old niece, I can understand because she was working, and she was working in Tracy. We went to Modesto. My 15-year-old nephew, though, he's just at that age where he doesn't like to watch a film like that because I guess he just looks at it more like a girl's film. It's not a girl's film. It's a film for everybody. It's a terrific film. And again, you have to see it for yourself. So definitely check it out. I give it a 10 out of 10. Huey Two More, tell me what you think about it when I send you this video. Anybody else, tell me what you think. Respond, comment. 10 out of 10. Definitely check it out if you've not seen it yet. And that's all I'm going to say. Hey, for my movie review on Tangled. Again, check it out. It's worth it. And that's all I'm going to say for it right now. Peace out. God bless. Have a good Sunday.